So when you think of Sarasota, you often think of pristine beaches, brand new homes, and amazing waterfront properties. But did you know that Sarasota was actually founded back in the 1800s? And there's several 100-year-old homes available here. So today we're going to take a look at what's the difference between a 100-year-old home and a brand new home, how they were built, and what exactly can you get for a 100-year-old home? What kind of prices are they? And if you stick with me to the very end, I'm going to show you the oldest home that's still been lived in since the day it was built. So join me as we take a look at 100-year-old homes. Now, the founding of Sarasota is a little hazy. A group of settlers from Ohio and Kentucky originally settled in the area around 1850, giving it the name of Newton. 5 years later, it was renamed Sarasota. Then, a large group of Scottish settlers arrived in the late 1800s. In 1902, the town of Sarasota was incorporated, with J.H. Gillespie, who was a real estate developer, as the first mayor. And he built the first golf course in Florida in 1904. Then, a Chicago banker by the name of Owen Burns arrived in 1910. He started paving the streets and created a chamber of commerce and started a small little building boom, a period of time in which a lot of these homes that I'm going to show you were built in. So our first stop today is this cute little 1915 cottage. It's a 2-bedroom, 1 bath. Like I said, built in 1915, but a lot of this exterior has been replaced with some different boards. But let's take a quick look inside. Now back then they weren't building big things down here. So this is only 625 square feet. So kind of like a tiny apartment, but it served them well here close to downtown. So they did get 2 bedrooms in here, 1 bathroom. Let me show you the main. Actually good size bedroom. And another bedroom back here. But the structure is pretty much mostly the A-frame there. And they got another bathroom here. Redone, modernized it. Nothing like it was back in 1915, I assure you. They've probably a lot of these were open beams, different things that they had done in 1950. So they've modernized it a lot. Same galley kitchen. But these houses and their joists, the floor joists, sit on little trusses from the joists on the floor, sit on little pylons, little cement. Most of the stuff here in the 1900s, you're not sitting on any slab here in the 1900s, that's for sure. So let me make my way out. A lot of these did not have any, of course, laundry area, so I've seen this often outside. Got a nice little private backyard here, as we're close to downtown. Enjoy that bamboo. But as the structure, they didn't build them too wide because that, of course, took up too much space on the lot, and they didn't want to spend too much because wood was at a premium. But oftentimes these were pine on the outside. But they're totally wood frames, and like I said, the floor joist sits up with a little crawl space, ventilation between the floor, the actual house itself, and the ground. So that is a slightly updated cottage, 1915. Oh, and it's priced at $265,000. So if you want to get in something like this around $250, an older home, like I said, kind of like having your own apartment, but your own land, a nice private backyard. So we're coming up on a perfect example of a 1915 bungalow right here in Sarasota. So this gives you an idea of what you might get for something that's 100 years old, 1915. So this is just like the last one. It's a 2-1, a little bigger, about 1,500 square feet. But this one sold last year in January of 2023. This one sold for $505,000. So this is close to downtown.
really convenient to a lot of things, but it's a really beautiful combination of, as you can see, they've got solar panels on the top. They've modernized it a little inside, but still kept that really cute outside exterior. So 1915, folks. That's what you get as far as a bungalow here in downtown Sarasota.
Now, if this is your first time on our channel or you haven't done so yet, make sure you subscribe and tap that notification bell so you can see when the next episode hits and learn about all the new areas and great deals throughout the Sarasota area.
So we're going to go back in time here to 1900. That's when this home was built. So a lot of these homes, especially before 1900, were torn down or moved or something like that. So this is kind of a rarity. I love the paint job. Many people may not like it, but it's in a wonderful neighborhood here, really close downtown by Marie Selby Gardens. Let me show you behind me. It's an older home with a metal roof. But right next door, as we walk down the street, you see the contrast of a very modern style home. And you're seeing a lot of these older homes being torn down if they're not in great condition. There's another older home here behind me. But truly, 1900, that is a rarity here in Sarasota. But this is a big home. This is actually around 3,200 square feet. It's on a double lot here, which is unusual because lots are premium here downtown. And this one is actually 3 bedrooms, 4 bath. So pricing wise, 1900 home here in downtown is going to be over $1 million. But really something neat, something different. 1900 here in downtown Sarasota.
Now, one thing you might have noticed on all these homes is that there are stairs to get in. Now, back then, these homes were not built on poured concrete slabs like the homes starting in the 1950s. These homes were often built of pine wood floor joists, sitting on top of pillars or posts, with a little crawl space or ventilation keeping it off the soil. And sometimes later, you had block stem walls put around. But back then, these homes were all wood, floors, walls, and ceilings. Stucco and asbestos siding came a little bit later.
Now here we have an example of a tremendously modernized 1915 home. So once again, that 1915, that was a boom back then. That was a lot of homes being built at 1915, 1914, 1916. That's what I see. But this one has been totally modernized inside. It's a 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 2.5 bath. So it's been added on to, wasn't this size when it was built. But a beautiful bungalow example here from 1915. This home has everything inside. It's really beautiful. We'll show you a couple pictures, but it truly is really nicely modernized. So that's what you get, longer, as you can see in the back there. You're getting longer lots with garages in the back often and detached garages. But this is truly a cute little home from 1915.
Purchased in 2020 for $660,000, this home now would be worth over $1 million due to its location.
Remember I said I was going to show you the oldest continuously lived-in home in Sarasota? Well, to my recollection, this is it. Since 1874, this is originally when it was built. You can see there were some add-ons and some different things, but this was a big, big home way back in the 1800s, over 2,600 square feet. This was truly a mansion on the bay. This is Bayview Heights. So we're actually up, the bay's a little bit further, but we're actually on a ridge here. We're actually up pretty high and people could see the bay from here. So it's a really unique neighborhood, really, really cool, because as you know, Florida's flat as can be. So we're up on a ridge. We're actually in a higher elevation up here, and this kind of sits on a hill. So you've got a lot of beautiful homes around us, but this truly is a historically designated home. As you can see, they've actually got their historic designation right there on the gate front. So this is, like I said, a little over 26, almost 2,700 square feet. It's a 4 bedroom, 2 bath. And I really can't find too many homes that they're going to be in the 1800s that I can show you. Some of them are historic mansions now being used for other purposes. There's a Civil War mansion there up in Parrish called the Gamble Mansion. But this truly is an amazing neighborhood, Bayview Heights, and an amazing home.
Now, this home is officially on the National Register of Historical Places for Sarasota County. It was last purchased as a fixer-upper about 8 years ago for around $800,000. Now it would be well worth over double that today. Would you be interested in seeing more old homes in Sarasota? Do you prefer the charm of an older home, or are you just a fan of brand new? Let me know in the comments below. For Living and Buying in Sarasota, I'm Rob Rovnak. I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.